Hi, everyone. Hello. Got some familiar faces on here, some new names, which is exciting too. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We'll do an official intro. Welcome to another Wednesday Wisdoms, everyone, to the KO17 Lacrosse app. My name is Kylie Omiller. I'm super excited. We continue to have like the best guests ever possible through the lacrosse world. So I'm super excited to have Alex Aust here today, someone that I know a lot of you, as well as myself, have looked up to in the lacrosse world for a while now, just for awesome play out on the field and just who she is as a person too. So I'm excited to tap into that a little bit today and, take some wisdoms from her. That's the whole point of it. So I'm excited. And Alex, before I, give you all of your amazing list of things to introduce you, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks, Kylie. So excited.
So for those of our listeners who don't know, Alex Aust is a Team USA gold medalist, a Maryland alum, 2013, Wharton finalist, All-American, WPLL Pride player. She's an attacker like myself. She is the director of Finish Line Lacrosse, an entrepreneur as well as myself. She's an fitness instructor and influencer, Under Armour athlete, and I'm so excited to talk to you about this, but the Sweat Life founder as well. I'm excited to talk to you about that because I love seeing it all over Instagram. But as you can tell, I mean, Alex is all over the map, and she has done such awesome things with the platform that she's been given. And I'm excited to kind of ask her about those things because I know it's something that we have in common, and I know that we have similar goals for not only the lacrosse world, but what we do with our platform. So I'm excited to talk about it. But first and foremost, I always like to start with, we always just hop into all these Zooms, Alex, and we just kind of get thrown these questions, right? And
Yes.
it's always just like the hard-hitting question right away. So I always like to start on a good foot. I always like to kind of just go a little bit deeper. So I got 3 things for you today. And first and foremost, I'd like to know something that you're thankful for today.
Ooh, I am thankful for, I would say, my work and career and my schedule, because right now I'm out in Utah and I get to work remotely. And I think all the time that I wouldn't be in the relationship I'm in. I wouldn't be able to see all the people I get to see or travel where I get to travel if I wasn't. If it weren't for lacrosse in general, but to have created kind of my own business, I'm always grateful and thankful for that, because I'm out in Utah right now. Like, it's very sunny right now. It's only like 5 p.m. The sun doesn't go down until like 9 here. So it's awesome.
Wow, 9 p.m. Wow.
Yes.
I would love an extra hour of sun. I mean, mine's about to go down in like an hour. Last week I was on this and it ended at 8 p.m. and I ran out the door to try and catch the sunset because it was in like 10 minutes. But
Yeah, well, it's nice, but then it's also like, it's like, am I embarrassed going to bed when the sun is still up? Like, getting in bed to go to sleep.
I was going to ask that too. That kind of takes me back to, my parents joke about it all the time, but that kind of takes me back to, my elementary school days. I used to be in bed at like 9 p.m. and the sun would still be out, and it was like, am I supposed to be here? But that's so funny that you said that. All right, that's amazing. I mean, I love that you're all over the map, right? Like you're in Utah, you're in Baltimore, you're everywhere, and you're always traveling, and I love seeing all the Instagrams from it. And it's so fun to follow. So I love that you're thankful for that as well. Next up, something that you're proud to say that you accomplished today.
Ooh, today. Oh, what did I accomplish today? I am proud to say that I accomplished a workout with Marcus. Is definitely not one of those days I wanted to. And I've been feeling that way actually more so than recently. I always go in and out of like really super motivated into little dips and here and there. So, the fact that I even gave it a little bit, and obviously always afterwards feel great, never regret a workout I started. So I would say I'm proud that I did that. But August is great. August is like a little bit more relaxed month for me personally. So as far as like, career wise, I get to kind of take a step back and like plan out the next couple months, which is fun. So a lot of cool stuff on the horizon.
Yeah, I'm excited to ask you about that as well, which is exciting. So that actually ties perfectly into our last little note here for off to a good start. But something that you're pumped to go out and chase, might be today, tomorrow, this week, in the coming months. What would that be for you?
Oh man, I have so many there's so many things I'm really excited about. I would say, and it's funny that I'm telling you guys this right now because I actually haven't told anyone this, but whatever. I'm actually breaking news. I'm actually gonna film and record my audition for Sports Illustrated Swim. So I'm very excited, very scared, very nervous, but I'm putting together like a really cool audition tape tomorrow, actually out in Utah. So been kind of thinking about like, what is my role in this? What do I want to portray? What do I want to do? And it's been like, at the end of the day, I could never hear back, but as it's all about the process, and I'm just kind of fun to like, it's so much fun to even think about why I would want to do something like this, and what my message would be. So that's kind of been what's on my mind recently.
Wait, that's so cool. That's like, first of all, for those of you listening, that's like huge news. Like I don't see how they're not going to take you. First of all.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you're scared of it, you're probably doing it. You're probably doing the right thing. And like I said, I always weirdly, like I overshare everything, but things that I really like am nervous about, or like me, not embarrassed, but just like get that, like, you know, like the butterflies in your stomach. I don't really tell anyone because I'm like, I'm just going to do this on my own. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No one even knows if it doesn't, you know what I mean? But, yeah, 2020 has kind of been a year of just like going with my gut, and what's the worst thing that can happen? It's all about having fun in the process and growing and learning. So
good for you. I mean, honestly, we're gonna see Alex on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover real soon. That is gonna be
whoa, man.
That's insane. Good for you. I love that you said that, right? Like, I mean, I think 2020 has definitely taught us a million different things. But you know, I think that's something that I've taken too, is just like, you got to either put yourself out there, but most importantly, what you said, I think, is like, a lot of times when we're uncomfortable, we don't like to share when we're uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
I want to say like, hey, I'm going to go chase this. I might fail, so just like, don't watch, type of thing. You know what I mean? I think,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. So I think it's really like vulnerable and really brave of you to be able to say like, hey, this is what I'm going to go do. If I fail, like, so what? I'm really proud of myself,
Right.
because, you know, it's something that I've wanted to do. So why not? And I want to be able to express myself that way. So,
Well, I appreciated that. I appreciate that, Kai. I need that pump up. I'll text you tomorrow when I'm nervous, but you can help me.
I was going to say, if you need any pointers, I have zero idea how to pose in a swimsuit, but I can hype you up if you need. So
Love it. Love it.
we'll have Marcus FaceTime me. I'll pump you up in the background while you're getting
Amazing.
That's hilarious. But oh man, so I mean, I think you're a perfect example of it, but so many opportunities have come to your life because of the sport of lacrosse. You said it before, right? And I think both of us can definitely attest to that, and a lot of us who are in the position that we're in. And you know, I think let's take it a step back. Like, how did you get introduced to this sport? You know, where you grew up, did that play a role in you being introduced to it? Did you play other sports? Like, what was your first reaction picking up a lacrosse stick, and how did that go?
Yeah, so definitely was not one of my first sports. I'm from the DMV area, but I'm actually from like Northern Virginia, where lacrosse isn't. It's definitely bigger now, but growing up, it wasn't a big sport. We were more the soccers, the basketball, and actually, where I'm from, soccer's played in the spring for girls, so no one really played lacrosse because it was always everyone chose soccer. But I had the luxury of going to a really, really small private school where we played everything. We played field hockey or soccer in the fall, basketball in the winter, and then lacrosse in the spring, and track and field in the spring also, which was funny. But it made me like play all these different sports. And I'm so grateful, because I don't know that I would have ever picked it up, or would have picked it up at such an early age if it weren't for that. So walked outside in 4th grade, saw these girls throwing this ball around, and I was like, that looks so fun. I want to try that. And the second I got my stick, I was like obsessed. I was in the backyard, like, I didn't even know what wall ball was, but just like throwing the ball in the air and trying to catch it, and just like wanting to get better. Like, it was so fun to just like not have ever played anything with something in my hands before. And obviously, like, naturally feeling pretty good at it. So, which is always kind of the case. I think that we all find that like love for something that, like, you know, like, oh, this is kind of coming easy to me, and I want to like spend more time doing it. So did that, and then it kind of took off from there. Like in every step of my career, like I truly didn't know where lacrosse would have taken me. I mean, even now, I'm sure you would say the same thing. Like I would never have imagined that it would have given me the life I have now, but I've truly just been like surrounded by really incredible people that have been like, here, let me take your hand, and like, you should try out for this team, or you should go to this high school, or you should, you know what I mean? Like it's been real. I've been really fortunate in that aspect. And then my parents, who have just really kind of anything that we've ever wanted, I have a little sister and a little brother, but anything we wanted to do, anything we wanted to play, like they've really like, they're like, okay. And I was playing AAU basketball and club lacrosse and high school lacrosse at the same time one year. And it was like, I mean, I was at a breaking point, but like, at least I got to sleep in the car but my dad was driving me from like practice to practice the game, you know, and wouldn't recommend it, but it was also something that I wanted, and they strapped in and did it with me. And like, to a point where like my dad was like, I was even like signing up for like, what was it called? Like Odyssey of the Mind. Like I used to do the crazy stuff. Like I wasn't always just an athlete. Like I would do like, I wanted to do dance. I wanted to do theater. Like I was all over the place. And I'm so glad that I did it all, because I feel like everything you do kind of makes you a well-rounded professional or human in general. So as much as like, I mean, I know you were a multi-sport athlete too, like, and I think that we're getting out of the having to just play lacrosse little weird sport there. I just feel like do things that make you happy, and like, they don't always have to like, I was never going to get like a dance scholarship in college, but I did it because I like enjoyed it, you know? So, yeah. And then lacrosse is just kind of like what I loved. Yeah. Come on.
There you go. It's helping out the TikTok dances. I love that. I mean, like, I think we always talk about being multi-sport athletes, right? But we don't talk too much about the other things, the other hobbies that we all have. And I think that's what, like you said, it makes up who you are. And it also might help you even on the lacrosse field, like your dance skills and all the different things that you did, right? And and even being able to juggle all those things too. That's another question that I know myself, and you definitely get a lot, is, you know, how do you juggle all these things? What's the time management like when you go from level to level? And you know, if you have practice with it from a very young age, because you're doing all these different things, all these different teams and these, right? Like you're going to be set by the time you get to college, by the time you get to the quote unquote real world, whatever that means. But you know, I think that's just such a great point, like you said. But I think, you know, one thing that I always like to talk about too is like, from those other sports, what do you think helped shape you on the lacrosse field? Like, what did you take from basketball or even all those other things?
So 2 sports that definitely like, you know, made me, well, I learned something from everything. I mean, I picked up field hockey my senior year of high school just because my friends played. And like, I learned something from like not knowing a thing about the competition and having so much fun. Like I learned like, wow, I don't know anyone that's good on another team, and I'm having so much fun out here because I'm not like freaked out by this defender or that, you know, like I learned a lot from that, even though it was just one season. But I did karate when I was little, and I was like traveled the country, I was a sparrer, so fought. And from that, I think I took just mostly like my competitiveness and my killer instincts. That was like, I started when I was 6 years old, and I just remember like stepping into a ring, knowing I was going to fight. And obviously it's different, right? It's sparring. You're literally boxing another person, and it's based on, you know, points, and it's 1v1. But I think I just learned from there, like, I wasn't going to lose. Like and at a very young age, I learned that. And I think that like kind of carried with me through every other sport. Now that's not realistic. I definitely lost here and there, but it was like, I was such a like youthful, like crying, my dad's pulling me over his shoulder when I got second place person, you know what I mean? But like, that really taught me like as an individual sport, how it felt to lose and also how it felt to win. And then basketball, playing AAU basketball was like, I mean, that gave me everything. I don't know if it's like a cultural difference. And I mean, I know we grew up in different places, but for some reason my basketball coaches were just like, I think it's also because it's a gym and it's small and you can hear everything, but like they were so much tougher. Like they would scream at me. Like it was like, you just had to have a thick skin and you really couldn't. And I feel like also in basketball, like you mess up, everyone sees it. You're on the other side, you know, like it's just, and in the same realm, it's already the next play. You've got to kind of move on. So it definitely taught me like quick reset, and just being able to be coachable and understanding that like you kind of have to like take it. And like I think it made me tougher, and I really, really appreciate that, because then once I got to like college and like high school, I was like, oh, like this is a breeze. Like I feel like these coaches are so nice. Like I can understand, I can like completely understand what they're saying. But I think it just, I don't know, it was important for me to learn that I also need to be coached when someone's screaming at me.
I think that's so great, because you talked a lot about like obviously what you can use physically on the field, but also a lot of the mental aspect of it. And I think a lot of people don't realize how they really, kind of thrive when they're coached, right? You might like
Oh
the tough
yeah,
love, someone else doesn't, and that comes from all that experience, right? Like playing all those different sports and being in those different gyms and those different fields and things like that. So I love that you said that. I think that's something that I say all the time, is from the different sports, you're also like, you're on different teams, you're getting different
totally.
experiences. Like sometimes, you're on an all winning team, and lacrosse gives us a lot of pressure because it's our number one sport and we're trying to get recruited and all these different things. And whereas field hockey for you, you were having a ton of fun, but still being able to show your competitive side. Like, I think that
Totally.
is so, but I think, on the note of talking about just like going to the highest level, I mean, you legitimately played at the highest level in college. You played at one of the best, college programs in Maryland, right? And, I know you kind of grew up in that general area, compared to me,
Yeah.
it's a little bit far for me, but
Yeah.
was it always, a dream of yours to play for them? I know you grew up playing basketball a lot as well, but, was it a dream of yours to play for Maryland mostly?
No, honestly, it wasn't. I was really like hell bent on playing basketball in college, and I was like, I wanted to go to Carolina. Like I was like every other little girl that's like, loves the baby blue. I don't know what it is about that freaking school, but I wanted to go there. And then it was once I started playing both or in high school, my club coach, my AU coach were kind of like, these are the looks you're getting basketball wise, these are the looks you're getting lacrosse wise. And I was like, oh, it's a no brainer for me that I want to play lacrosse in college then, because I just always, my dream was to win a national championship. My dream was to play at the highest level of competition possible. Like I've always been that way. Like I've always been like, oh, that girl's better than me, I want to play with her. Like, like I've always just kind of, I've never, of course, like, I dealt with my confidence issues as every girl does in college. I think that's actually when I was like, oh my God, everyone's actually really good here. But I've always, my dad's always like super honest with us. And he's always been the one that's like, there's always someone better than you. There's always someone faster than you. There's always someone smarter than you. Like you just need to learn from that person. You can't be intimidated by that person. You just need to take one thing away from them. So yeah, I've always kind of craved that next level. And once I started getting recruited, and I was like, oh my God, like it was like really down to Maryland, Carolina, and Northwestern. And this was during Northwestern's like reign. And I was like, wait, what? Like a school like that would want me on their program? Like it just never clicked really. I was really just having fun. I was competitive, and I was just super focused on being like the best person I could be, that I was never, I don't know. It was so different. I never really was focused on like putting a Maryland jersey on and playing at Maryland. It never really felt that way until, and I think it's better now with the recruiting rules changing and everything. People have kind of time to like marinate and become the player they're going to be before they decide what school. And then I just kind of, I met Kathy and I met the team, and where I was at and the type of style I've always played, I was like, this is a no-brainer for me. Like it just really made sense. And yeah, I couldn't have imagined going anywhere else.
I love that you said that, and I know you touched on it really quickly, so I'm going a little rogue here from my notes.
Yeah.
But your style of play, what would you describe that as yourself? Like I know there's probably people and coaches who can describe you and what they see, but what would you describe that as?
Yeah. So like me personally, I would say I am all about like quick ball movement. Like I really don't like, I love fast paced play. I like the ball zinging around. I think any play where it's like a fast break and four people touch the ball and it goes in the back of the net, like that to me is like what makes lacrosse so much cooler than every other sport. Like there's no other sport where the ball, basketball is the only other one, but it's like where it's just touched by so many people, and I would say I love that. I would say I'm a facilitator. It's definitely changed. Like, and I think that's what's important too, is like who I was in college was completely different to who I was in the US team and who I am now as a pro. I think that comes with like maturity, like just like also my body changing, not playing every single day. But it's cool. Like I've always tell people that like the best position to play is the one that gets you on the field. So like I don't care if I need to be like in college, I had the ball in my stick 75-90% of the time. Whereas then on the US team, I was playing with Kayla Trainer and Michelle Tumala, who I'm like, please take the ball. Like you guys, I don't even know how you do things that you do with the ball. So I was more of a finisher and like more of like a cutter. And I think it's cool to not like pigeonhole yourself like that, like adapt with the teams that you play with and know what you're good at, I guess. And I think what I've always felt like I'm good at is adapting to who I'm playing with. Like I think that's kind of, I like, if I know, like if I'm playing with better people, I feel like that elevates my game. But then also if I am, sorry, Marcus's phone is ringing. But if I am, it's more fun for me, you know, to like play with those types of people. But I don't know. I've actually never really like thought of that. I feel like, you know, it's different from which era of Alex Aust you're getting into.
That's such a fun way of answering that, right? Because you've played at so many different places, and I think that's so important, and it's something that we don't realize until you get to yours or my position where you have played on different teams in different styles for different coaches.
Yeah,
so you're not necessarily just, I like how you're putting yourself in that pigeonhole of what you're comfortable with. Like you're really forcing yourself to go outside your comfort zone and do what makes the team great and put the team
totally.
first, and kind of elevate yourself as a player because of the people who are around you. That's, I think, like the best possible way to have answered that question. But it's a fun question, right? Like I don't even know how I would answer it. Please don't turn it around on me, but I'll think about it. I'll let you know. But I love that you answered that right on the spot. So I think, going back to, your time at Maryland, can you share some of, your favorite memories, maybe some of your favorite moments? I know some national championships were in there, some of those inside the locker room moments like that stick out.
Yeah. It's like, I get chills even thinking about it. Like it truly is like the best 4 years, the most unique 4 years that you'll ever have. You grow up as a person, you grow up as with your sisters. Like it's like I've never felt so supported and so had so much fun with people, and really like you think it's tough, but like it's not. You're like, this is literally my day, is to wake up and like play the sport I love with my best friends and then eat together and then sleep together, and like it's really just like the best. And of course you're growing and you're going through, it's your first time away from home, so there's definitely like things that are tough. But I don't know, at Maryland we were like we like played hard, we had a lot of fun, and we like just, I don't know, it's like we really like celebrated each other. I think that's like what was really important. I would say we like to eat. That was like some of my favorite things about Kathy, is like at team dinner, people would be like, we'd like always force Katie to do it, or like someone that was like the favorite, obviously. And we're like, go ask if we can get dessert. And she'd be like, well, is dessert going to make you run faster tomorrow? And we're like, we promise. And she's like, okay, order dessert. And so it's just like, I don't know, like things like that where I'm like, wow, like I love just like sharing like big dinners together and like splitting appetizers with people and just laughing about things that don't matter. And then, obviously like every other school, just working your butt off day in and day out for a common goal is just like, it's like nothing else. It's, I mean, as much as I like the US team was so rewarding, and I love that team, and I like love the people like you that I've met through that. And I can't believe that we've actually become as close with that as little of time that we've spent together. But like, you can't really compare it to something where it's like you're spending that much time together and like training day in and day out, and then to like actually achieve that goal is like craziness. It's like you've done it. You feel like, and on the ladder to have not achieved the goal is like, how am I gonna like bounce back from this? And I've been on both sides of that stick. So it's I don't know. It's just some of the funniest people I've ever met. Kathy is one of the most loving, funniest, supportive, craziest people I've ever met. And like I just can't, like, she's such a big mentor to me, and I've never met, I don't think there's anyone else like her out there. So it's cool to have just like been able to be in her presence for 6 years once I stayed afterwards.
That is so awesome. And I think you said something that I always say a lot, and I do the same. Like you said, it's every locker room out there, right? Like everyone's got that common goal, and you do the 24 hours a day with each other. You know the ins and outs, and everyone stays, friends just the same, no matter where they end up in the world afterwards. And I think that's so cool. Like I know that you're probably just close with all those girls right now that you were right when you were in the locker room with them. And it's the same for me. And I think that's so special. And I love that you called them your sisters too. I do the same thing. And I think, something that's cool that you and I share is that we both got the chance to play with our sisters.
Yes.
Like that's a very rare thing. And I think it's really special. And I always talk about how memorable those moments are for me, and how awesome it was for my family, at Stony Brook, being able to play with Taryn for 2 years. But, what was that like for you? Did you guys get along out there? That's the one question I usually get, right?
I know.
Did you get along? Did you hurt relationship off the field, or did you love it?
I absolutely loved it. And I think it's funny. I remember maybe even like your very first US weekend, I feel like we were roommates, and like, I think I asked you, I was like, oh, you have a sister coming, like, or maybe she was already there or something. And I was like, is she any good? And you were like, she's better than me. Like, you're like, I was like, what? I was like, oh shoot. Okay. But like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like we're like, being an older sister, you're the same way. Like, you're just your little sister's biggest fan and like biggest supporter. And, I think my sister and I, our careers panned out differently. She did not play nearly as much as I did. And I think that was tough for her to definitely, live in a shadow that I did not want to cast, but that just the rest of the world has, for some reason, does. But off the field, like, biggest fan I've ever had. Still texts me before every game, pumps me up. Like, there's no one that, like, we're like, her and I are good. It's kind of like almost, I feel like everyone else, like you said, that's asking, like, do you guys get along? And it's like, no, we're actually best friends. Like, I need her, like, and she needs me. So it was really cool. And then I stayed after at Maryland for 2 years, and I was our director of ops, and she won the next 2 national championships. So like, crying in each other's arms to like win it together. Like, I know I wasn't on the field, but to like have worked with them, that was just like so cool. Like, that was like, yeah, this is why we did all this, So I loved it. I couldn't imagine. I feel like the second I committed, she went on every visit with me. I don't know if your sister did too. And like, it was like a no-brainer for her.
That's so funny. You literally sound like you're kind of just like speaking my life, because I stayed after for 2 years at Stony Brook, so I got to go.
Yes, exactly.
I get to coach my sister as well, but I know exactly those moments you're talking about, and even just like looking into the stands and seeing your parents there, right, and like your younger brother and everything, and it's just like a really special thing. So I love that you said that, and it really is like those memories. She's my best friend as well, so I love that. Sisters, there's nothing like them, right?
There really isn't. I'm like, and everyone who doesn't have one, I feel bad. I'm like, ooh, you need a sister. You got to fight with someone.
The sister fights. And if you can't find a sister, you can definitely find a sister on one of your lacrosse teams. That's for sure.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, man. So, I mean, you talked about it, you touched on it a little bit, but you were talking about how, you've definitely won national championships, and you've also lost them, right? You've been right there. And, I think that's something that happens for not only athletes, but people in life, right? Like, you're right on the brink of something that you've worked so hard for. And unfortunately, life, like, we have to go through failures in order to find those successes. So can you talk about how, being at those points, what helped you kind of climb out of them, and what helped you kind of continue to reach goals from there?
Yeah. Honestly, it's still something that like I look back and I'm like, wait, did we not win? Because it's like, you can't believe it. And then you also have to realize that like, winning is just really freaking hard. Like, everyone thinks like, oh, you're there, you're so close. Same as Stony Brook. Like, what do you mean? And it's like, it's a new year. It's a brand new game. Like, anything can happen. And it's definitely, like, once you get past the pain, the disappointment, and it's really what I was always most upset about is that it was over. Like, it really wasn't like winning the game. It's more like now I don't get to do this every day. I don't get to do the sport that I love, you know, and like even just talking to Marcus and like his PLL tournament didn't turn out the way he wanted it to. And I was like, he was asking me to play wall ball the next day. I was like, take a rest. And he's like, I just want to play again. Like, it's like, you know, like you kind of have to refocus and be like, what do I love? And what can I do to make this not end? And unfortunately, you know, sports definitely come to an end at some point, just whether your body allows it or, you know, whatever the situation is. But we've both been fortunate that we can continue to play. And I think that obviously it doesn't like heal the wound completely, but it definitely like gives you something to refocus on and just whether it's taking it into your everyday life with business or your family or your relationships or whatever it is, it's just trying to take away from like those lessons you learn and apply it to those things is like what's helped me at least like get over the fact that like in that one game we did not score one more goal. You know what I mean? Like and don't get me wrong, I've like laid in bed at night restless, like thinking of every play, but outside of that, like I'm like, Alex, you're being psychotic. Like you have loved, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't have traded where I went. I wouldn't have traded 4 national championships to have gone to a different school and have met, you know, like that's where I wanted to be. That's where my life, you know, chose me. And I think it's made me who I am today. So I have to be grateful for those. Doesn't make it like any less easy in the moment, but that's like why we play sports. It's because it's like, it hurts a lot more to lose than it does to win, you know? So, but that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, you put that perfectly. I mean, you wouldn't trade 4 national championships for the 4
Right.
years, right? And I was never lucky enough to win one, right? And like you said, you lay in bed restless some nights and you're just like, oh my goodness, like what if I picked up that ground ball? What if I, didn't drop the ball? That team, like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of like 4 different plays in my head right now that were 3 years ago. So like, it's always going to be there, but that's the cool part about sports. Like you said, like, and there's only so much, if you look at like, if you step away and you look at the bird's eye view of things, right? Like that one game in that moment in time compared to like the world, what is that really, you know what I mean? What is it really actually doing for, the future of the world? Nothing, right?
100%.
So,
and what's crazy is like you said, like we can remember every single detail, but it's like, think about any other detail of anything else you do in your life. Like I can't remember like one. I mean, okay, that's not fair. I can remember classes, but like not really. Like I can't remember like even once you start getting into work, like you accomplish things and then it's done. Like it's like you don't remember those things like you remember sports and games and going into battle with your girls. Like it's powerful. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really powerful. I think that's a perfect word for it. And I think you touched on something that it has been an interesting transition for, I know, a lot of us who are now, in the professional side of it, right? You talked on how everything's super special in the locker room, right? And doing everything with a team every single second of every single day. And, you finish college lacrosse, and lacrosse isn't over, which is awesome, right? Like we have had this incredible opportunity to continue to do what we love. But it's totally different. You don't have that
totally, yeah.
you don't have that same kind of motivation. You don't have, it's a lot of inner motivation. It's a lot of, you're all by yourself type of thing. Can you talk about that transition for you? Like, was that super tough for you as much as it has been for me?
So tough. Oh my gosh. Like honestly, and I mean, this is whatever. This is going to probably go against what everyone thinks, but being honest here, like the US team post college was like, I would cry. Like I would be like, I don't like it. Like, I feel like everyone's out to get me. I know one's playing. Like it was really hard. Like you had to play for the first time ever. And of course it's different in college. Don't get me wrong. We had to play our asses off to get on that field. Like both of us, we had to. I don't care what college you go to, you're competing. But like you said, you have those ups and downs of like together with people and people having your back, and you don't feel like you're on a chopping block, or you feel like you're only playing for yourself. You're winning together, you're losing together, and it's tough to replicate that without time. Like you just don't, if you don't have that time together, you don't feel that confidence. And so yeah, playing for the US team, like those first maybe 2 or 3 years, I was like, what am I doing? Like I didn't even feel like myself. I felt like I was just like didn't understand the system. I was just trying to play, not mess up, and stay on a team. And it was didn't matter. My teammates were amazing. Like, as you know, our teammates are amazing. Everyone is very welcoming. It just doesn't matter. It's just the fact that, like, you know, you are all fighting for a spot, probably only 4 spots at the end of the day. And it stays in the back of your mind, but then how do you be a good teammate and how do you do what you do best without letting that, you know, linger or take you out of your game? So it took me a while to adjust to that. And then I just kind of started being like, okay, like, what do you want, Alex? Like, are you playing this just because you like think you should play, or like, are you playing it because if you're unhappy and you don't love this team, you don't love like how it makes you feel, then like, why are you doing it? And I think it definitely was like a coming to Jesus of me where I was like, okay, no, I want to be on this team. I love this sport. I love these people. I'm just dealing with some weird insecure confidence issues from not being on Maryland anymore, where I was like, you know, felt like everyone knew me, everyone, like, it just, and I know, I'm sure you went through it too. Like, right out of college, you're playing on and you're playing with the best players in the world. So it's just different. But I found now in my later like years and now being a pro, at least, and like being one of the captains for the Pride, I felt like what's important is just to like really like bring in everybody, like bring in those like fresh out of college people and like get to know them, because they're not like 18-year-olds where they're fresh out of high school, like they're adults. So like get to know them on a personal level, like try and start text messages groups with each other, like you have to like really make up for lost time. And I felt that that's just like kind of made me come out of my shell more, and then I'm like, okay, like, and then you're playing loose on the field because you like know people so well. But it's tough. It's like, it's a different ball game. It's like no other, I mean, but that's why we're professionals, I guess, because, you know, it's not everyone can do it.
Perfectly said at the end there, right? Nice little mic drop at the end. Not everybody can do it, but you know, I think I love it. I mean, it's true. It's such a different transition, and a lot of times we talk about the transition from high school to college and how that's hard for these young girls that might be listening. But you know, there's transitions all over life, right? You go from college to professional, and then, you know, one day, unfortunately, like you said, our bodies are gonna be like, nope, that's enough of that, and we're gonna have to figure out something else to do. So hopefully
Right.
we'll be, you know, in Sports Illustrated covers and stuff like that. But
Yes, exactly. Lacrosse will be there, so we'll still, yeah, I
I love
agree.
but yeah, I think, you know, turning the page there, you know, we definitely still get to play, which is amazing. Such an awesome opportunity. But you've also explored a lot of other different opportunities outside of lacrosse. And you know, I know you do a lot of fitness instructing, and we've taken a lot of that virtual, right? I said something about the sweat life before. Can you explain to our listeners, you know, what is like a daily day in your life like? What are some of your little projects that we're working on here?
Yeah, so obviously, quarantine, I used to be like the Q, but now it's like just life. Like, I feel like every day has been this, which has been was tough, but it's actually kind of been cool to be able to go online with a lot of this stuff. I am always wake up and I'm answering emails of some sort to deal with Finish Line Lacrosse. So that's my business with my partner from Maryland. She played with me. She's a year older than me. And that has been really kind of taking the back seat just because this summer it's like we haven't been able to do anything in person. We've done a lot of online coaching, which has been awesome. And like we did an online coaching camp and like had girls from all over the place. And like that was so cool to see. And I'm so excited to continue doing that. And so I am grateful that this is like showed us how much we can actually do online.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love doing that. And then, yeah, I like to kind of do a lot of me time for some of that. And whether that's sitting on the couch and watching TV, or it's, you know, going to the grocery store and getting my stuff for the week, meal prepping, or making my workouts and kind of creating some sort of creative way to engage with the sweat life, which I like started out as just, and this is kind of like what I feel like everything in my life is. It just starts out of something I like, and then it like snowballs into something that I feel like I just keep kind of following that pulling feeling of something. And so over the quarantine, I was just doing virtual workouts, IG lives, and loved it and got such an amazing response from it. And I started saving them, and I was like, how am I going to like, what am I going to do with all this? Like, I don't even know. Like, everyone, you know, was using the Peloton, and I even used the Peloton app and everything, but was just realizing that like people loved having a live class and like actually like, you know, being with me and having me with them. And so started the Sweat Life, which is a community. We're up to like 450 people now, which is like, I can't even believe that many people listen to my voice and do my workouts. So weekly, I'll every like Sunday or Monday, I'll say like, here's our schedule for the week. And it'll be about like 3 to 4 live classes, whether it's on Instagram or on Facebook Live, which is where the private group is. And yeah, then they're all just saved there, which is so nice because Facebook's kind of just like my database. So instead of like, for me having to do anything that like I didn't understand, I was just like, let me just keep it as simple as possible. So it's cool. What's cool about that is like I have like middle schoolers in there, but then I also have like grandmas in there because everyone has social media. So it's been awesome. It's been like, I was teaching in studio for a while, and just because of COVID wasn't comfortable going back and just didn't really know if I wanted to go back, and kind of I know that I would not have ever quit, and I know that I would have not ever started my own thing if it weren't for COVID. I think like that gave me the push to do it. And I was like we said, like, let me test this out, see if it works. And then when it did, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't go back. Like, I'm not going to go back and work for like you and I work for ourselves for a reason. Like, you know, like I'm not going to go back. I might teach in studio certain places, but it would take a lot for me to take out of like the community that like I feel like we have all created together to go back to, you know, a studio and represent someone else.
That's so awesome. I love that you said that you're following something that you just like start out liking, right? Like you're just like, hey, I really like this. I'm really passionate about it. And okay, cool. I can turn it into a business. Like I can turn it into this whole community. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can turn it into this whole family of people that I get to hang out with each and every week from, and I think like you said it perfectly as well. Like there are so many positives that we can take out of these last couple months, even though it's just felt like such a negative year in total.
Yeah.
You know, and whether that be something, you know, something like the Sweat Life for you or something like this KO17 app for me.
Exactly.
You know, it's just a whole new family of people. And it's just all these people that we probably would have never met, just the same way that we probably would have never met each other through lacrosse, right? We probably would have never met these people through lacrosse. So, you know, I think the message there is definitely just to continue to follow your passion, because there are things that are going to come find you from that, you know, and it might be a business, it might be some new friends, it might be some sisters like we were talking about before, but that's really special. So I'm pumped for you for that, because that sounds really fun. And I did a couple of the IG live workouts, and I'm not going to lie, I have been going to the same trainer for 10 years, and you know, I can deadlift however much weight, I can do as many 300s as you want to do. And then I got on there and I was like, Alex, what are you doing to me? Like, what is going on? Oh, my sister and I were like in our living room, like, oh my goodness, we need to do more of this. Like, so that's awesome. I love that, you know, you're pushing people no matter where we're at. I think that's something so necessary now. But
well, I think like you said, like even this like KO17 app, like it's really important. And I know we've talked about this, like you love the leadership aspect. You love like speaking on things outside of like just the actual X's and O's of a game. And same as me, like I love connecting with people, and I love fitness, and I love somehow making someone's day better. And I think like both of us, it's like, instead of thinking like, how do I make money about this? It's around this. It's just, let me do this. Let me give some things to people for free. Let me like test it out. And then like the business kind of just like evolves into itself. Yeah. It's, and I mean, obviously, you know, I would love to give everything for free and, you know, pay zero rent, but we all have expenses. But it really does, I feel like, follow when you are doing the right thing and you're kind of down that path. I mean, you're a complete trailblazer. I don't know anyone else that has an app that's insane and awesome. And I know it's no small feat from even looking into it on myself. And it's just so cool that you're brave enough and to just launch and adjust, and we go from there. Like you might as well just launch and follow your gut.
Just go, right? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, I think the girls on here and the listeners on here have been enjoying it so far, right? Can I get some thumbs up, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. I saw some like very hesitant thumbs up there, but it's okay. We'll work on it. I'm just kidding. I love smiles. But I appreciate that. I think what's really, really, really cool about, you know, kind of this lacrosse community, I say it all the time, right? Like it's such a small knit community. And we're all trying to do a lot of the same things for the sport in general, but also just for, you know, the future generation, the people who are coming up next, who are going to take the sport to places that we've never even taken it, and the people before us
Yeah.
haven't been able to do. You know, I think just touching on that, you know, what are some of your goals for the future of lacrosse, and maybe even women's lacrosse in general?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I know like you and I have the same ones because we talk about this all the time, but it's I want people to feel like they can play this sport and make a living, and we have the same amount of exposure, if not more exposure than the men, you know, whether it's with them side by side or a different thing. Like I just want people to look at female athletes as businesswomen and athletes. Like at the end of the day, the common bond we all have is that we sacrifice our bodies and our time for something day in and day out that we love, and it's a sport that is awesome. Like it's like I tell everyone this, I'm like, we're just in the spot where like no one plays like you don't play lacrosse for dollars, you play lacrosse because you love lacrosse. Like there's that's why you play, and I think that's what's really cool and kind of bonds all of us, because we're doing it for the love. And hopefully everything we're doing will pave that way so that this generation and you girls can play post collegiately and not have to worry about working 4 to 5 jobs, like, or working camps and working yourself down to the bone. You can focus on being a professional athlete. Like we were watching the Cavs play the Trailblazers last night, and they were like, this is LeBron James' 17th season in the NBA. And I was like, and I know that he went out of high school like that, fine, but like I've been playing pro for what, like 4 years, and I'm like, I feel like my body's dying because we can't just focus on being professional athletes, you know? So how cool would it be if actually, you know, you girls can focus on recovery and like traveling, and all that stuff is paid for you so that you can just focus on playing the sport we love and getting awesome brand deals that, you know, put you on magazine covers and put you in the Olympics and stuff that just, I don't know. I think we're not even close to being done. And I love what the PLL is doing by like showing the rest of the world how awesome our sport is. And it's like, I think it's time for us women to do it as well.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned, you know, all the things outside of it that the sport has taken us to. And I think, I don't know about you guys or you girls, but I was watching all the PLL games, and I thought the most exciting part about it, I was actually in a hotel lobby, and I walked down in the hotel lobby while one of the games was playing live on NBC.
So cool.
Yeah, and I like did a double take. Like I walked past the TV, you know, when like just a game is on and people are watching it. And I was just like, I kind of like looked at it, and I like just kept walking. I was like, I had to back up and be like, wait, hold on, was that lacrosse? Like that's really cool.
Right.
You know? And
right, like I don't have to stream it from my laptop and find an HDMI cord and like watch it on Twitter. Like, no, it's actually on TV. Like my grandparents can watch it. Like, how cool.
my grandparents, without having to figure out what Twitter is, right?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
No, it was a really cool moment. I think, you know, you said it perfectly. Us women, we're right there too, and I think we just got to continue to be in the same boat as each other. We all have the same goals. We're all in the same spot. We're all doing it out of pure passion for the game. So hopefully, if we can continue to do what we do and do it together in this small knit community, anyone who's listening who has goals of being where we are can kind of surpass where we are. And
yeah. And I feel like, you know, just even like giving advice to these younger girls in here, it's like doing exactly what you're doing right now, like supporting Kylie and myself by listening to this, or, you know, continuing to be a part of the app, or like as weird as it sounds, but like everyone needs exposure. So it's like you girls, like putting yourself out there playing lacrosse, like showing how cool your stick tricks and how hard you're working, or reposting something that Kylie posts, like just having everyone see like, oh wow, this sport is actually really badass and I want to play it. It just, that's what makes us grow. And it starts from the top, but it also like there's so much work that needs to be done from the bottom too. So you know, you got to support us too, and hopefully like the World Cup happens next summer, you know, and we can continue to rep it and just show our country how awesome the sport is too.
Absolutely. I mean, fingers crossed for everything at this point.
I know.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think if we can continue, just keep them crossed, hopefully like we'll be out there playing soon. But I love that you said that. It's all about just supporting each other, no matter what level, no matter what age, no matter what gender, no matter what anything, right? Like it's just all about supporting each other. And we need so much more of that. And not only the lacrosse community, but the world in general.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so I think that, you know, the place that we all love and the place that we're all really comfortable on the lacrosse field is a great place to start.
I love
So
it.
yeah, I have a couple questions here from KO17 Lacrosse. So
Ooh,
we're
cool.
gonna get into those, and then we'll wrap up with something I like to call quick finishes. You know a little bit about those, little dip and dunk.
Yeah.
Quick little speed round of questions. But first, from some of the girls on our app, you know, what was your favorite memory from playing with Team USA?
My favorite memory would have to be winning the gold, and more specifically being in the tunnel afterwards, about to come out and get our gold medals, and like Kayla, trainer, just looked at me and like we just started crying and hugging each other, and she was like, I've never won before, and like I was like, oh my God, I was like, and I've never won with you. Like it was just so cool. Like me and Michelle played against each other all 4 years, like Syracuse, Maryland, like it just was so crazy and cool to win with people that like you hated in college, you know, like not as people, but just like on the field. So that was like, I was like, wow, this is like pretty special.
That's such a funny way to put that, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, I did not like you. You took away
Yeah.
all my dreams for 4 years,
Right.
and now we're doing it together. Like that's what's so cool about
Right.
sports. So cool.
Exactly. So cool.
I also love that, you know, I had Maria on here, I had Taylor on here, and you know, all of you guys had different, like, yes, it was winning the gold medal, and even Cookie too. It was winning the gold medal, but all of you guys had different like specific moments that you remember from that moment that was your favorite. So I love hearing those stories because I think that's so special. Everybody has like a different view of it, even though it was this one common goal everybody was going for.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, so going back to your workouts, we had a question from somebody who wanted to know how you stay motivated to work out every day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said earlier, it's definitely an up and a down thing always. I think I was actually at an Under Armour summit and listened to Michael Phelps say this, and I was like, wow, like I love the way he said that. He was basically like, when he's training people or coaching people, mentoring people, he says, like, give yourself a chance. Like, just give yourself the chance. Like, if you know, on those days where you feel like you can give 100 and like you're going to get the most out of those days. But even on a day where like I can maybe only give 30%, give yourself a chance and go give 30% because that's better than zero, right? So like 0% is me sitting on the couch and not doing anything, eating, you know, Sour Patch Kids. But 30% is even just me going up and like getting warmed up, putting my shoes on, going for a jog. Like you will surprise yourself, and it's never going to be like, I feel so much better afterwards, but it might. And then like, you're going to everything is a muscle. You have to train everything. Like, I think quarantine, Marcus and I are at the point where it was like, if we feel anxious if we don't work out, but like I said, they're not blowout workouts every day. Like some days they are just yoga and like sitting in a sauna, but it's just giving yourself that chance to show up, like and even lacrosse wise too. Like my dad always said, like, it's the days that you don't want to do it are the days that are going to make the difference. Like, because that's life, is doing things you don't want to do. Like you're not always going to love and be excited to do everything you're doing. So I don't know, just try and give anything you've got is better than zero, I think.
Love that. And also love that you learned that from Michael Phelps. I mean, one of the
Yeah,
all-time, huh?
I know.
Last question from KO17 Lacrosse. Something new that you took away from quarantine, whether it's a hobby or something like maybe a craft that you tried or something new.
Oh my God, I've become like a ridiculous coffee maker. Like I like Marcus and I now, we have like, we grind the beans, we put it in the French press, we have a electric tea kettle that warms it up to 180 degrees, then we pour, like it is, then we froth our milk, and then we add the honey. Like we have like, it's like a 50, like I'm a barista. Like I can make whatever coffee you want now. I got you. Whereas before I was like, Keurig done. But now like that was one where I was like, wow, I feel like I'm taking up way too much of my time making coffee.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. You were probably so busy trying to run out the door. You're just putting the Keurig.
Exactly.
Now it's like.
But now I'm screwed. Now I'm screwed because I'm like, that tastes like crap. I want, like, can we wake up early and do this 12-step process?
Oh, goodness. You're going to have to make me like a latte because I'm
I got you.
big caramel latte girl. So we'll have to figure out how to make that.
We could travel baristas. Yeah.
There you go. Look, it's one of your new passions that we're going to turn into a business idea. We're going to turn it into a little coffee truck.
I love it.
All right, we're gonna go into quick finishes just to wrap up on a fun note. But it's just pretty much speed round. Whatever comes to your mind first. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Dream vacation spot.
Ooh, Tulum.
Tacos or pizza?
Tacos. I know. That's a tough one for me, but tacos.
Favorite kind of music?
I would say like house music, like EDM.
Something that gets the beats going. Gotcha.
Exactly. High BPMs.
Yes. Tie-dye or solid colors?
Tie-dye. Come on.
Duh. Favorite place you've traveled to?
Oh, Thailand.
Wow, that's my bucket list spot.
Gotta go.
Go-to dance move.
Oh my God. I don't know. I got a lot of TikTok ones right now. I don't even know. Like, I have like a couple routines. I'd say the whoa. The whoa is just the good, like, you know, can hit it to anything. Yeah.
Do it. I love it.
Exactly.
All right. Last but not least, what's one thing on your bucket list?
Oh my gosh. On my bucket list, I really want to go to South Africa, actually. And I want to cage dive with great white sharks.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's on my bucket list. Marcus will not be joining. He will be in the boat the whole time, I'm sure, but that's what I would like to do.
Oh my goodness. I was not expecting you to say that, so thank you for keeping me on my
I just like kept going. Yeah, that's
South Africa in the cage with great white sharks. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Just keep it on the adventures. I love it. You're always keeping us on our toes. Every new Instagram, I'm like, oh my goodness, she's doing that too. Like, I want to be more. So I know that everyone listening is probably the same way, but just to wrap it up, thank you so much, Alex, for being here and continuing.
This was so fun.
Yeah, we like to have fun here, right? I think that you said it perfectly, right? Like, we're working hard day in, day out for the sport that we love, but you know, you got to do it with a smile. You have to do it with that fun in there and that passion, and all the good things are going to follow. So thank you for all the little wisdoms you gave us today, and thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and thanks, Kylie, for having me. This was so fun.
Awesome. Well, everybody have a lovely night. I'll see you guys again next week, and thank you again, Alex. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.